Hello everyone, and today we are going to see 20 jumps in world's history made by cool, crazy, and fearless people. Starting with parachute jumps, and without them, we will gently move to the highest jumps in the water. World's highest backflip, cork, and gainer, and world's highest cliff jump. Diluting it all with snowmobiles, motorcycles, and airplanes, we will end this top with the highest jumps from space. And here we go! When you're Travis, these ideas somehow make sense, but for the rest of us, it's just plain crazy. For Travis Pastrana, jumping out of an airplane from a height of 12,000 feet or 3,600 meters without a parachute is just another item to cross off on the to-do list. The first person in the world to complete a skydive without a parachute. The 42-year-old daredevil Luke Aikens plummeted from 25,000 feet, 7,600 meters above the desert landscape of California's Simi Valley without any parachute or wingsuit. After about 2 minutes of freefall, he successfully landed in a 100 by 100 foot or 30 by 30 meters net just outside of Simi Valley. In case you're unfamiliar with this crazy-ass sport, it basically involves jumping out of a plane, holding onto a wingsuiter for as long as you possibly can, and then letting go to deploy your parachute. It's called wingsuit rodeo. People leave the plane holding onto the wingsuiter's rig and hoist themselves onto the wingsuiter's back. During the freefall, you're just playing on someone's back just like on a magic carpet. Whisper, the first wingsuiter and the skydiver dog in the world. Dean Potter's evolution over the past 2 decades from innovative rock climbing and line walking to his free solo climbing to his hybrid free base climbing and baseline walking have made him one of the most iconic and pioneering adventures of his generation. Dean doesn't always base jump alone. Sometimes he takes the plunge with his dog, Whisper, strapped to his back. Jumping with a dog. It sounds like a completely crazy idea, but doggo don't mind. Dana Coons has held the world records for the highest dives. He began his professional diving career at the age of 13 and won his first world championship in 1977 when he was 16. Dana set the world record for the highest dive when he jumped from 52.4 meters or 172 feet. This record held until 1985, when Ricky Dickinson, fracturing his leg by hitting the pool's bottom, set a record of 174 feet or 53 meters at an event in Hong Kong. But all the previous high diving records was broken when a brave man dared to jump from a height that exceeds the top floor of the Tower of Pisa. It was a Swiss, Lasso Schaller. Schaller chose a picturesque waterfall to set a new world record. He jumped from a 192 feet cliff, or 59 meters, and reached the speed 123 kilometers per hour before hitting the water. Chase Rainford, better known as leader of the Adrenaline Addiction Channel, traveling to the most beautiful places in Oregon, California, Vermont, and Utah, the guys led by Chase make a series of incredibly dangerous jumps in the water from all suitable and unsuitable cliffs. This time, the Adrenaline Addiction crew traveled to an old quarry in Vermont to perform amazing feats of the human body, hugging their meat off some big cliffs. If you land on your belly or back, falling from such height, you can easily break bones, pass out, or even die due to damage to internal organs. Chase Rainford has literally become a god king in the cliff jumping world when he did a triple gainer off the 110-foot or 33.5 meters cliff. If you don't know what a gainer is, it is where you jump out facing forward but go into a backflip. So he flipped 3 times and lived to tell about it. This is also considered an unofficial record as the highest triple gainer, the guy with the bull's balls. Now, the most insane cliff jumping crew gathered to conquer the massive cliffs of beautiful Havasupai waterfall. History was made. Chase Rainford was the first man to ever jump from the top of Hawasu Falls, 125 feet or 38 meters double front flip and double cork during one amazing jump. And the last one, the world's highest backflip. They flew a single-engine airplane to the most gorgeous, massive cliffs in the United States has to offer. It was out in the middle of nowhere, and his body would have been traveling over 60 miles per hour when he hit the water. The 140 feet or 42.6 meters backflip of the cliff completely blew everyone away that this was possible. Veteran base jumpers Fred Fugan and Vince Reffitt prepared for their record-breaking leap by spending time up a Swiss mountain to acclimatize to the altitude. This was the breathtaking moment when a pair of daredevil skydivers set a new base jump world record by leaping 2,717 feet or 822 meters from Dubai's Burj Khalifa Tower, the tallest building in the world. Two huge New Year's jumps ever. On the eve of New Year 2012, Levi LaValle and Robbie Madison made history by jumping through the strait in San Diego. Robbie jumped first and flew 378 feet or 115 meters on his motorcycle before land. Levi LaValle landed straight after him and set a new snowmobile distance jumping record of 412 feet or 125 meters, crushing the previous world record. A 255-foot jump only to land on your head and make it out with nothing more than a busted lip is truly incredible. That was 2006 and Jamie Pierre's record-shattering 225 feet or 68 meters cliff jump on skis. The Mad Rider landed on the soft snow cover so deep that he did not get out himself. Someone had to dig him out. You may also have noticed that he landed straight on his head. The Swiss inventor, Yves Rossi, amazes the imagination with flying on jetpack of his own invention. In October 2015, Yves and his friend Vince Reffitt jumped from a helicopter at 5,500 feet, 1,700 meters, and show amazing and breathtaking moment, flying side by side to an Airbus A380 at an altitude of 4,000 feet, 1,200 meters over Dubai. I suspect that each of you dream to fly on the plane wing. After a few minutes of relaxing on the wing of Blanket Glider, the skydiver ends this video with culminating moment. The world-famous bar in Jamaica is the Rick's Cafe. There is 3 types of cliffs, 3 meters, 11 meters, and for the craziest DIY wooden cliff of 25 meters height. There's a lot of things we'd be willing to do in exchange for $20, but hurling ourselves off a platform approximately 85 feet off the water in front of a big crowd of people with a large number of dangerous rocks is probably not the first thing on our list of things we'd be willing to do. Tell that to Spider, who works at Rick's Cafe. He is the only man who practiced jumps from DIY wooden cliff. Spider, who is actually a human man rather than an 8-legged arachnid, is apparently more than happy to hurl himself into the water while holding your GoPro. You get the footage, he gets the dollar. Everyone's a winner. Darren Taylor, better known as Professor Splash. He's set 12 Guinness World Records for shallow water diving. He dives 10.3 meters or 33 feet into a pool of water just 30 centimeters deep. He goes on to break his record numerous times. The last was 11.5 meters or 37 feet into 30 centimeters pool in September 2014. Yup, Darren is alive and he feels better than before the jump. This is Ferdy Fisher at the edge of a 45 meter or 150 feet cliff. He's trying to set a world record, highest free fall into boxes, and Ferdy did it. 45 meters behind, one backflip and safety, but terrifying landing into empty cardboard boxes. The highest step in the world. On August 16th, 1960, Joe Kittinger became a real-life superhero. He made history as he ascended to 102,800 feet, 31.3 kilometers in a high-altitude balloon and jumped to Earth, setting world records. Towing a small drogue parachute for initial stabilization, he fell for 4 minutes and 36 seconds, reaching a maximum speed of 614 miles per hour or 988 kilometers, before opening his parachute at 18,000 feet. 5,500 meters above the ground. And the last and most impressive jump was made by Felix Baumgartner in October 14, 2012. Felix climbed to 128,100 feet, 39 kilometers in a helium-filled balloon Sunday morning. After a few minutes, he made the highest step in the world's history after Kittinger. When falling from the stratosphere, Felix Baumgartner broke the sound barrier, reaching an estimated speed of 833 miles or 1,342 kilometers per hour. Besides this record, Felix broke 2 other world records as highest freefall and highest manned balloon flight. His entire trip back to Earth lasted 9 minutes and 9 seconds, with 4 minutes and 22 seconds of that time in freefall. At one point during his freefall, Baumgartner appeared to spin rapidly, but he quickly regained control and moments later opened his parachute as members of the ground crew cheered and viewers around the world heaved a sigh of relief. After 39 kilometers of fall, Felix stepped on the ground with the title of the highest jump in the world. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.